good fights.
I haven't played any loopy. That's what I'm scared of. Played a little bit of Carlosi.
I haven't even dove into mine yet.
All right, guys. We are... Let me adjust my volume. Rolling.
Live.
Let's see if we remember how to do this.
Yeah, man. We had sicknesses and vacations. The fucking whole world's a different place now. We got Amber Heard admitting the shit in the bed, literally.
Oh, yeah.
She admitted it's true.
She admitted it?
Yeah, she said it was a practical joke. Gone awry. So she did shit in the bed. The fecal delivery was a fact.
Did you see that funny meme that had Johnny Depp and her beside each other and said Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory? It was good.
Well, I just crack up now because like when I'm coaching and like Jack Sparrow comes on now, it's fucking crap. You're in for an adventure. Like he got that adventure, all right. A bunch of other stuff going on in current events. We'll stay away from on this one, but some shit's going down in the MMA world. Cheeto's the man now.
Dude, he looked awesome.
Cheeto's fucking put on a performance that
How durable is that guy?
That proves for sure he beat the shot out of Peter Yan. For absolutely.
No,
that's one thing.
Look, I hope they don't give Vera to Yan because Jan's going to beat him.
No,
Yan doesn't have to worry about starting slow because they both start slow. I think Jan's more technical.
Jan's not a good boxer.
They're
Spot's
equally
a better boxer than Yan.
They're
is,
equally
buddy.
durable.
Is he going to hit him more times than Yan hit him? No.
I think Yan will win. Dude, I'm not going to bet against Yan.
Rob Font set a record for strikes, I think, in that fight.
Yeah, but he just touches up jabs, you know?
He was hitting Cheeto pretty fucking hard. He'll beat the fuck out of Yan.
He did.
We'll talk about it. That's going to be this fall in October. Spoiler alert. We got to talk about UFC 274, a fucking banger of a card we got in front of us right now. Excited for this one. Start to finish, with exception of one fight I kind of talked about earlier on. Starting off with
Mike's breaking his own rules, too. We're going to talk about that.
Well, I'm being forced to. Basically at gunpoint.
We all have choices.
Yeah, we do. We do have them. We have some choices to make, and we're going to be disagreeing a lot on this card, and I think it's more because it's a competitive card. It really is. There's a lot of close fights. A lot of these can go either way, and we're just taking the flavor of ice cream we like the most.
I think we agree on most like the preliminaries and stuff, but like when we get to that main card, we're all over the place.
Yeah, and that's because they're tight fights. There's some tight fights in this main. It's starting with this main event, right? Justin Gaethje, the highlight. We all know what he's all about versus Charles Oliviera, the hottest fighter in the world right now, right? Like the biggest run. He's been beating everyone. He is legit the man at lightweight. It's his division.
I don't see Justin Gaethje winning this fight.
Well, here's the thing. We know Justin's going to knock him down.
We know he's going to hurt him.
He's going to hurt.
We know this.
Is Justin going to be the one to crack it? Is Justin going to be the one to do it? And I think he's going to be the one that does it.
It's not.
Charlie's going to get hit. He always gets knocked out. He almost gets knocked out in the first round of every fight.
I see Oliviera does what he does. He comes out of the gates. He pushes Gaethje up against the fence. Gaethje's going to throw kicks. Does he catch a kick? Does he take him down?
Comes out of the gate, ends up on his back.
Does he get... If he gets rocked, he'll fall on his back. Gaethje's not going to go down there. But what I'm saying is they're going to get in tight. And Charles is going to find a way to get a hold of him.
I mean, it's
going to probably RNC him from the back.
That's going to be... I don't know if he RNC.
I don't know if it's round 1, round 2, but this fight ain't going to round 3, I don't think. There's no way.
I don't think this fight's going to round 2.
Yeah,
it's... If it does go to round 2...
It's under 1.5,
I think Oliveira pulls it off again.
Yeah.
Because I think Justin's going to knock him out in the first round because, again, Charles Oliveira gets hit. It's not like it's not a secret. It's not even a knock on him.
But Gaethje doesn't like... He just kills you with volume and pressure and power. Like
Justin Gaethje's got a lot of first round.
Who's he one round KO'd?
Cowboy.
You know, and to think about Oliveira, he gets hit and he falls to his back and he plays.
He knocked out Cowboy first round for sure.
I ain't talking about Cowboy. Washed Connor knocked Cowboy out. Shows Cowboy's even more washed.
I don't know, Connor could fucking knock anybody out.
Morono smoked Cowboy.
Morono smoked Bruce McKee too.
Yeah. You mean an appetizer for Hamzat?
That's everybody though. Justin Gaethje has some first round knockouts. I'm playing his belt. I know Cowboy was the last one he did, and I think that Charles Oliveira is gonna be that one. You don't get rocked like that every fight and always get up. It doesn't happen.
Dude, I'll tell you who's gonna.
Edson Barboza, right hook round 1. James Vick punch round 1. He lost round 4 to Poirier. He lost the finish. It's going to go to the finish. He got Johnson in round 2.
I'll tell you who's
round 1. Justin Gaethje wins.
We don't count the World Series of fighting. What's going to happen is Connor's going to come back and get a title shot. And he's going to knock out Oliveira.
No.
He has enough defensive.
Connor's not going to fight the winner.
He has enough defensive grappling.
Connor's not getting a title shot.
He can knock out Oliveira.
He's not going to get a title shot.
That'll be the one to do it.
Again,
that's my call.
This is a coin flip fight, and I think that Justin Gaethje is going to put him out. But if you tell me on Sunday morning Justin Gaethje drops Charles Oliveira in round 1 and Oliveira gets up and chokes him, I was like, yeah, I could see it.
That's how it's probably going to go.
Is he going to get up again? Someone's going to crack that chin. And if there's ever anyone that's going to crack
Poirier
his
hits
chin,
hard as fuck. He couldn't do it.
Poirier does not hit as hard as Justin Gaethje.
But the thing, I went back and I was watching that fight.
You're talking about volume strikers. That's Poirier.
I think Poirier gassed early in that fight, too. And in round 1, he was already gassing.
Well, Poirier chokes, too.
Yeah, he's
gassing.
starting
to get himself a reputation of losing the big fight.
I think he has those adrenaline dumps. I don't think it's so much his gas tank. I think it's like adrenaline dumps.
He loses those
because you can kind of
fights.
see he teeters off.
Again, this is going to be a banger of a main event.
Give
I
me Charles Oliveira. First, second round sub.
If he wins, that's how it's going to go down. If he wins, but I think Gaethje's going to catch him.
Gaethje gets a sub. What are the odds on that?
Gaethje by decision. If the odds on that, probably higher.
Thug Rose.
I could see a club and sub before a fucking
Thug Rose.
Again, another tight fight here. Another title fight, strawweight championship. Thug Rose, Namajunes versus Carla Esparza, who has already beaten her for the strawweight title once in our life. Right, we've seen it happen. And there's
but who's gotten much better in their time? I think Rose has come a lot further than Carla Esparza. Carla Esparza is that one-trick pony.
Even her last fight, we can argue that Rose lost, right? She had some problems with Andrade. She got slammed her first fight and lost
Andrade is a whole...
Carla Esparza is the better wrestler.
Andrade is fucking standing arm triangle.
Esparza is a better wrestler than
yeah, but can she spam that stuff for 5 rounds?
She's done it once to her. She's done it once to her. And Weili took
But she's
Rose
now 34 years old.
Weili took Rose.
She's got a lot going on. She's getting married. She's got Mother's Day. She's got this. She's got that. She's talking about it on the embedded. That's all she's talking about.
She had a
bachelorette. She had a bachelorette
That's
party.
better for wrestling, though. That's better if you're going to go for takedowns.
No, I think Thug's going to win. I think it's third, fourth round. She'll finish her.
I think that Esparza is going to have a ton of control time. It's going to be one of those on Sunday morning. People are pissed because Rose did more damage, but Esparza had more ground control minutes and wins this fight.
I can see Carla maybe controlling rounds 1 and 2, but after that, Namajunes going to put it on her.
Weili took her down in rounds 3 and 4.
Yeah, but Weili's
she can't wrestle.
Chinese steroid.
She can't wrestle.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't need to if you're that strong.
Carla Esparza might be the
Especially
best female
women's
wrestler
MMA.
fighter there is. Pure wrestler, she might be the best one. She can wrestle her fucking ass off. She beat the fucking the diet Weili. What the fucking the other one's name?
Xiaonan.
She fucking beat the piss off her.
Channel Light.
yeah. Weili Max. But fucking, she beat the piss off her. She beat the shit. And Giannis came back and almost beat Rodriguez. Yeah. So don't fucking sleep on Carla Esparza.
I'm not sleeping on her. I think
she
she's
wins
gonna
this
win
by decision, 3 rounds to 2.
No, I think Rose knocks her out. Not knocks her out, but TKOs are like.
It's not very common.
Carla Tires gets fatigued and gets pieced up.
Well, who wins this one?
We all know where the fuck I'm going with this one. You go ahead. Let me see what you think about this one.
I think fucking Tony Ferguson is going to get beat and he's going to get kicked out of the UFC. They're going to cut him because of all this shit he's talking on Dana White
First
right
off,
now.
Dana White has already said no one's getting cut after this fight.
Did he? He said that?
He said it
even
all
after all was said today?
Well, he talked about Cerrone, Lozon, whoever loses should.
That one might be done.
Well, he's been saying Cerrone should go for a while.
Go ahead. Keep going.
I think Tony's done. I think Chandler wins this fight.
How?
29-28 decision.
You think Chandler can win a decision?
I think he's going to win 2 rounds,
How's he
and
win
then
a round?
Ferguson's going to win that last round.
Michael Chandler has no path to beat Tony Ferguson.
You don't think he can knock him out?
No. Who has? Nobody's knocked him out.
But he's like an equal to Gaethje here.
He is not an equal to Gaethje, for one.
He's not far behind.
No, he got the shit beat out of him by Justin Gaethje.
And what Gaethje did to Ferguson might have changed Tony for the rest
I
of his
agree.
life.
I agree.
Who did he just fight? Michael Chandler.
Justin Gaethje.
And what did Justin Gaethje do to him?
That was a pretty good fight.
Beat the fuck out of him worse than Ferguson did, and that was in 3 rounds. Ferguson went 5 rounds and was standing tall. Herb stopped that fight if Tony was ready to go. Right?
I think all that damage is going to show.
We saw Michael Chandler fight Charles Oliveira. And what happened in that fight?
Has he changed his coaches in his corner? Or is he bringing in that same fucking motley crew? It's going to tell him to throw sand when he's getting his ass beat. Come on, Mike.
These guys have fought.
Defend it.
These guys have fought. It doesn't matter who's coaching. Tony's not learning to listen to anybody anyway.
I don't know. He tried to throw that sand.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Michael Chandler just fought Charles Oliveira too. What happened to Michael Chandler? He got finished by Charles Oliveira. Tony Ferguson lost to fucking Justin Gaethje, who I just picked to win this title next time. He lost to Charles Oliveira, who's holding the title right now, and Beneil Dariush, who's in the top 5. in control fights, right? He wasn't like he was getting pieced up on the feet. He was never really hurt. He was in danger getting subbed a couple times, did not get subbed. But he has not looked as bad as people think he's going. The people he's fighting and losing to are the best in the world.
I could see.
And Michael Chandler is not one of the best in the world.
This is how I see Ferguson wins. If Chandler shoots a sloppy shot and gets a Darce
Michael
wrapped up
Chandler
or guillotine,
is a lucky punch away from being cut. He caught Dan Hooker, who everybody's knocking out now. Everybody and their fucking mothers taking turns. It's a neighborhood whore, Dan Hooker. It's a perfect name, right? Dan Hooker. Everyone's getting their shot in his fucking face. He's been knocked out by everybody. Chandler caught him. He bought high, right? He caught the stock at the right time, knocked him out when he was still something. We're kind of proven like he's not shit anymore, right? He's talking about going back to lightweight, by the way. If he does not win that fight, he's 0-3 in the UFC.
You got a poster of Ferguson above your bed?
I do not. Tony Ferguson is going to be the bigger fighter.
Man, you remember when he like he defended him against Charles Oliviera?
I thought that was a boring ass. I never said he won that fight.
I
never said he won the fight against Oliviera. I said it was a boring ass fight. That was my argument.
Well, listen, Mike's been pulling in the money as of lately.
Yeah.
I already laid a 3-unit bet on Tony Ferguson. 300. 3-unit.
Oh.
Listen.
Ain't that about a unit? Ain't about 100 a unit?
Is ridiculous.
No, I agree. I think that's crazy.
It's fucking ridiculous. There's no way that Michael Chandler should be that favored over anybody. He is vastly overrated. He's a Bellator dude. Let's be fucking honest. These Bellator guys are not that fucking good. We've seen it. He's not what everybody says he is.
Mike is convincing me right now.
Listen, if you look at the numbers too, Michael Chandler shoots about one takedown a fight. How you beat Tony Ferguson? You take him down and control him. Right? The blueprint is out there.
Or you Gaethje him.
Michael Chandler he can't fucking keep a wrestling cardio up for 3 rounds. I
don't think he's going to wrestle.
And he's in trouble then. Because he's going to be way bigger. Fucking Ferguson's taller, big reach advantage, has a way accurate striking game, has better striking defense than Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler might have a power edge, but again, I've never seen Tony get fucking knocked out, and I don't think I'm going to see it today. I don't see it or Saturday. I think that Tony Ferguson is going to be too big for him, wear him down, and he might catch a fucking Darce in a scramble and end that fight.
I could see that.
Second or third.
I could see Chandler knocking him out.
How could you see someone that he's
You
never
don't know
been,
when that chin's going to go, man.
You just back the guy who gets dropped every single fight that he fights.
Yeah,
he's
but
going to win the fight, going against one of the biggest power punches in the division.
I think where they're at right now and all the damage that Ferguson has taken.
Is Michael Chandler the same fucking age? They've been through wars too. Like Michael. First off, Tony has not taken any damage the last 2 fights. He has not taken damage the last 2 fights. He got beat up in the Gaethje fight, right? What damage did he take? Maybe his arm in the armbar, but that's
mental heal. Damage.
Tony is.
Yeah, that's what all this is about. I think it's a posture.
Listen, Tony Ferguson's mental is not like normal. We won't say that, but he ain't gonna damage any more than it was when he was beating the whole fucking world.
Is he your lock of the night?
He's not my lock of the night, but he's gonna beat Michael Chandler.
I got Chandler. Jody, who do you got?
My initial reaction before hearing Mike go on a fucking rant here is that Chandler wins by decision. Now, I do see what I think is honestly going to happen is the fight goes the distance and Chandler wins, but it's like a questionable judge bullshit fucking win, right?
That could be, but I do think this is going to be carnage in this fight. And let's be honest.
I think if it goes to the decision, it's going to be convincing.
Chin is shit.
Convincing one way or the other.
Michael Chandler got knocked out by fucking Patricio Pitbull. A fucking featherweight who fucking struggled to get that stolen victory against Mikayev last fight.
I feel like I'm gonna drop $100 on.
At the price tag, it's worth
Ferguson.
It. You know,
I put a bet on Tony Ferguson. Again, but look at the size advantage too. He's gonna be like 5 inches taller than him, 3 inches taller than him, 5 inches on the reach. That's a 5-inch reach advantage. How's Chandler gonna get down on him? He's gonna hit him with a crazy ass spinning elbow and knock him the fuck out.
Overhand right or some shit. Hooker.
How can go overhand right?
He did it to Hooker.
Chandler's gonna win by TKO or knockout here. I just don't see your ending. I just don't see Ferguson going out.
I don't see him going out. It could be a 29-28 decision, a murky decision. You can beat Tony's not gonna fucking tap. We know
you may see a questionable stoppage.
You might see that.
Because we don't know who the ref is yet, do we?
No, you
put Keith Peterson in there.
Don't put Tonioni in there.
Or Mike Beltran let it go too. Yeah. Put in Beltran or fucking.
Keith Peterson. That one dude from Abu Dhabi.
Apparently, Keith Peterson's the lead singer of a punk band too.
I believe it.
Which I can't. I want to look for his fucking music.
See the same band as Jeremy Renner.
I think that Tony Ferguson wins this by decision. But there's a possibility I might sprinkle a little bit on the sub because I think he can hit a Darce.
I think he can, but I don't see it.
Well, what do we think about OSP and Shogun?
What year is it? In fucking 2010, I'd be all in on this fight. I'd be like, let's fucking go. Now,
and this fight it's fighting at light heavyweight. So OSP's coming back down from heavyweight.
This is so hard to call.
I think go either way. I think people are all over OSP, but I could see who like
OSP should be the favorite here.
knocking him out. But what OSP is going to show up?
Exactly. It's so hard to back OSP. I'm going to pick him because, I mean, the last time we saw Shogun, he got fucking manhandled by Paul. I mean, Paul Craig's not bad, but Paul Craig's more of a counter-reactive fighter, and Paul Craig fucking beat the shit out of him twice.
What happened to the first... How did that first Paul Craig fight go?
It was a split decision?
Well, it says decision split, but I don't remember that fight.
One of them was a draw. What, did he draw him?
Yeah.
The thing is, he knocked out Tyson Pedro, which is interesting.
Split.
Yeah, it was a split decision draw. Cause I think one person gave it to Craig, one person gave it to him, one person gave it a draw.
Yeah.
And then Craig. But remember, that was one of our first podcasts when Paul Craig gave him the oil check.
Yeah. And then he
tapped the strike.
He subbed him in the second fight. Did he? No,
he tapped the strike. He tapped the strikes, and I thought that was the end of Shogun. And he has
and OSP is going to be bigger than Craig.
I mean, he's gonna be more. He's like more recent, right? He's been fighting and he's been more active.
And when he looks good, he looks good. Like, well, what version is going to show up? If he shows up and he's bigger,
I use the age advantage, but they're both the same fucking age, basically. You never know what OSP is gonna show up.
Yeah, and like Hua,
who's a fucking legend.
I don't know. Give me OSP.
Actually, don't do this. Don't go back and watch Shogun highlights or his old fights because you're gonna probably get a little bit of false hope that same guy's.
Yeah, at least not the Pride ones.
Because in his prime, fucking Shogun was a fucking world beater. I can't back a guy who's that old and hasn't been to cage. I know the age is the same.
When was his last fight? When he lost?
Like 3 years ago. Like one of our first podcasts.
Paul Craig.
No, well,
a year and 4 months.
Yeah,
and when was OSP? He lost.
He lost to Bozer's last fight, right? Bozer knocked him the fuck out
9 months ago.
It seems like it was way fucking
longer than that.
More
right?
recent
I thought
than Shogun's fight. I'm saying
Jamal Hill knocked him out. I mean, those aren't terrible. He beat Minifield.
I'm going OSP probably by sub in round 1.
Yeah, I want OSP. I don't.
But if you tell me the next day that fucking he got knocked out by Shogun, I'm like, yeah, I guess I can see it. I might be playing both sides of that in fucking DraftKings.
This one's hard.
Speaking of 2010,
another one. I mean,
this one's hard.
I mean, you got my boy Cowboy Cerrone versus Joe Lozon.
God, look at all that red.
I don't. But
looks like a
checkers
board.
He's fighting them. Look at the people that Donald Cerrone is fighting. Joe Lozon, if you look at his fucking resume, he really has a bunch of fucking scrubs he's fought his whole fucking career, even his wins. JSP, that was JSP slip and fell. Go back and watch that fight.
I mean, that Stevie Ray loss doesn't look good. Quay Guida doesn't look. Grutzemacher doesn't look good.
Yeah, he beat Diego, but what was Diego in 2016?
But look at all that red.
Yeah.
And they're not great fighters.
Dylan Dennis.
Gomi, like he's not.
He lost to Dylan Dennis.
Chiesa's probably his best win, right? Michael Chiesa's probably his best win, but Chiesa struggled at 155.
And it was a cut. It wasn't like he.
Sideropoulos, that was my boy. The Australian Greek.
He beat Jeremy Stevens.
Kenny Florian.
Did you get to watch that fight? Stevens and fucking...
I have not.
Oh, my God. You got to go watch it.
So, again, he's kind of fool's gold.
Cerrone should win this fight. I think Cerrone should win, but Cerrone's crying at these fucking interviews. He's emotional.
I just don't know how Joe Lozon beats him. It's going to be this fight's going to end under 1.5. Lock that in.
Somehow he catches him, jumps on his neck or something. I don't know.
I don't see him. He's not a better grappler than Donald Cerrone. He's not a better grappler than Cerrone either.
Damn, he's already on.
Cerrone just beat RDA in a grappling match.
Yeah.
He just beat RDA, and RDA is one of the best lightweights in the fucking world right now. He proved that the last fucking fight.
I hope Cerrone wins. I'm always going to bet Cerrone and play Cerrone.
I think Donald Cerrone wins this fight by a first, second round finish. It could be a club and sub or a straight up knockout. Yeah. He's got more weapons, more tools. Again, the age is not a factor because both these guys are old as fuck. So that's throw that out the window. I think Donald Cerrone is a better fighter than Joe Lozon. He's going to win this fight.
Yeah, he has more tools.
When all his things, they're all the intangibles we'll say are equal.
Let's
right?
go triangle choke, Cerrone. That's what I'd like to see. The old cowboy triangle choke.
Or if he just keeps it standing, he should be able to beat Lozon on the feet.
Yeah,
he should be able to beat him on the feet.
Hits him with that Rick Story combo.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I wouldn't bet on either one of these guys. I'm going to target that fight in DraftKings. I think it ends early, no matter who wins that fight, and it's something you're probably going to have on your lineup.
Yeah,
but I'm not backing.
This is another tough one to call.
Another tough one too. Got Chaos Williams.
If Chaos doesn't find Randy Brown's chin,
why do you need an extra fucking nickname when your nickname's already Chaos? The Ox Fighter.
The Ox Fighter.
You just made your name worse.
Yeah, like Chaos Williams is enough.
He'd be going after those oxtails.
Randy Rude Boy Brown, a welterweight, 2 up-and-comers, 2 guys right in the cusp of 15. It is a pick'em type fight. I like Chaos Williams in this fight. I think he can find the chin of.
He's got Brown. The Jody's equalizer, the death touch.
He's got the.
But if Randy Brown's no slouch though, he's good at fighting at range and stuff.
But his last win was what? Jared Gooden.
Yeah, which is not doesn't say much.
Right home.
Oliviera cut.
Again, the Cowboys cut.
Vicente Luque took 2 rounds to knock him out.
Yeah, beats Brian Barberina, who just had a bad. He knocked out Brian Bam Bam, so that's a victory right there for sure. Again, Randy Rude Boy, I don't want to totally knock him because he's a good fighter. Yeah. Maybe a little bit well-rounded. I think that Chaos won that fight against Michel Pereira. If you go back and watch it, it was a close decision. A lot of standing up, a lot of taking pictures of each other. I think he edged that.
This could be a slow fight too.
I don't think. I think this is end up being it may not go the distance. It may go the distance, but I think these motherfuckers are gonna be throwing bombs at each other.
Yeah, it's hard.
He's shown that he has the takedown defense. He's been able to keep the fight standing against grapplers.
And Randy Brown's been knocked out 2 or 3 times. So if Chaos finds the chin, I think it's over.
Yeah, and
but can he? That's the thing.
And the craziest thing is that Randy Brown's 3 inches taller, but the reach is almost the same.
Yeah.
And the power. Chaos looks like fucking Roy Jones too, man. Give me Chaos Williams.
I'm going with Chaos.
I'm going with Chaos Williams. And again, these fights are fucking razor thin margins too. There's now a lock of the night's going to be hard to pick.
Well, that's the main event of the prelim.
As it should be. And here's the one we're talking about. The one fucking Amber Heard pile of shit.
So
beautiful
Mike breaks his own rules. Is it the heavyweight division? And this guy's
Francisco
over 40 years old
versus Danny Hot Chocolate
Robbins. 170.
Yeah.
Listen, we have Francisco Ronaldo, who is again a little bit long. He's probably really 65. I want to see that birth certificate.
But he's fought a lot of really good people.
Yeah, he's fought everybody. He's been here since fucking what's his Hoist Gracie was there. He's been there.
Danny Roberts has got a few knockouts. He's been knocked out a few times too.
I just don't think that Danny Roberts is UFC level fighter. I really don't. I don't think he won that last fight, and I had a bet in on him against Aviv in that fight, and I think that. I got a very benefit of this decision on that one.
Yeah.
That was a free ticket for me. And I just don't know how he beat. I think Trinaldo keeps under control. And if it's more likely that Danny Roberts goes out than Francisco Trinaldo goes out.
I don't think this fight's going to go the distance. I don't think it goes all the way.
I think it does, and I think it's the fucking time to go ahead and take a shit. It's a long fucking card. There's a lot of great fights going on. This is the one I wish wasn't.
I think Danny Roberts is going to catch him.
And again, this guy loves to call knockouts on guys that's never been knocked out.
Hey, he's old. It's going to happen.
That's not guaranteed that's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Look at that fucking chin. That thing's sucking solid as shit.
It's going to happen. Who's next?
What do we got?
Let's not even talk about this.
This is going to be a fucking ass.
Dumont's going to beat the brakes off Macy.
She's going to fucking manhandle Macy Chiasson. Norma Dumont should be able to have this fight happen wherever she wants.
Sucks.
Chiasson is... she's a bully fighter.
Yeah, but
she can look good. She can look good against lesser competition.
Bad competition.
Right. But the minute someone starts fucking coming at her, she gets put. Yeah. Norma Dumont just beat the piss off of fucking Aspen Ladd.
Yeah.
It's, again, another fight that's probably not going to be the most entertaining, not a lot of highlights. But again, I just think Macy's going to be the taller fighter, but fucking Norma Dumont is going to be
she's more physical.
And she's
more durable.
Built so fucking strong, too.
She's going to beat the shit out of her.
I think she 27s her.
I'm going with Raw Dog.
Oh, I'm going Raw Dog in this as well.
But it's like you've been saying, would I be surprised if Schnell wins some kind of decision? No. He's high volume.
I don't think this fight goes to decision. Pace. Here's what worries me about Royval. Is he's a little wild. He's a little.
That's what I'm saying. And he gets hit. His striking defense is like 40%.
But I'm not even that.
Schnell's coming down too, right?
And I mean, he counts on his takedowns, some scrambles.
He fights flyweight before. He was supposed to fight Perez at flyweight.
Yeah.
But that random shoulder injury against Moreno always scares me of Brandon Woodbell because nothing crazy really happened in that fight, and his shoulder just gave out and he got TKO'd out of nowhere. Yeah. I'm always afraid that's going to happen with him.
He has unorthodox striking, weird things, some weird angles.
Amazing grappling. He's a better striker than he gets credit for, though. He made fucking Kai Kara-France, a kickboxer, want to wrestle.
Yeah, but one of his problems too, though, is like, and he did win that fight, and I thought he won that fight. He likes being on his back, and he works a lot from his back
against Bontarine.
Yeah,
but he's active on his back.
Yeah, he's active, throwing bows and scrambling and stuff. But I don't think Schnell's going to engage in that. But
I just think Danger Schnell is not very dangerous in his fights, and I think he kind of lets the fight come to him a lot more than he goes and adds it. And Raw Dog's going to come bring it.
I think Raw Dog catches him in some kind of scramble.
Sub, and it gets a sub early, maybe somewhere in the second round.
Yeah, I got Raw Dog.
We're in agreement on that one.
Raw Dog.
Danger Schnell from
MTV. This goes one of two ways, right? DeLima smokes him in the first round.
Here's how I think.
Or it gets pressed against the cage.
DeLima is
three rounds.
very dangerous round one. He's got fucking lights out power. But as the fight progresses, he gets very
and when
exponentially weaker.
When he gets tired, his grappling goes to shit.
Yeah,
and that's his strong suit.
Right, and I can totally see him. Ivanov, who went toe to toe with fucking Derek the Black Beast Lewis, took his best shot.
I don't think he's been finished. And Sakai only beat him because he was fucking cheating, right? Didn't he get popped for PEDs or some shit?
Again, split decision with Derek Lewis. And did he beat Tai Tuivasa, right?
Yeah, he beat Tuivasa.
Yeah. He's been out of the cage for a while. Again, DeLima has the power to knock out anybody.
And this motherfucker survived, like, getting jumped in street fights with knives, seeing his homies and wherever he's from. He's got some pretty badass stories you hear him talk about.
Here's how this fight goes. Either fucking
stabbed, that's what he had to recover from.
DeLima catches him very early on and knocks him out, that flash knockout early in the fight, or he gasses out and Ivanov catches him in some kind of submission late, because DeLima gets very sloppy when he gets tired. He lets his neck hang out there, and I can see a choke happening very, very easily.
Yeah, I'm going Blagoy Ivanov. That's who I think is going to win the fight, but I'm picking DeLima in my DraftKings for some of my lineups.
Well, I'll definitely be playing some of DeLima. I'll probably play more DeLima than Blago, but I think that Ivanov wins this fight. That's the funny world of DraftKings.
See, I haven't even watched any Van Camp tape, but I'm all over Fialho.
Look, Van Camp is going to get knocked the fuck out.
Fialho is
more of
a
grappling specialist. Very questionable competition he's faced so far. Fialho's only question mark is his gas tank, and he has the power to kind of erase that.
Yeah.
He just knocked out Bieza, was it?
Yeah, he smoked.
Just smoked him. Put in a fucking 3-round war with Pereira.
Yeah.
His tank held up, and this is a step down in competition. His last two fighters were better than the guy he's fighting right now, and I think he smokes this guy.
It's a tough one too.
Yeah, we got Mr. Legato undefeated to no contest.
If the grappling, all that neutralizes itself, who do you see winning this?
I think Melissa Gatto's a better fighter than Tracy Cortez.
I just haven't seen
I think that Tracy Cortez is going to take this fight right to where Gatto wants it to go and end up in a sub. Like
I can see that.
She subbed fucking Sarge.
You don't think she's got a good sub defense from being with Ortega now? They got to be doing some weird shit.
No. I'm questioning Ortega's sub game after that Volkanovski fight. When I get triangles, I finish them.
He ain't got that tight squeeze.
He ain't got that mic triangle.
That package ain't smothering.
It's all cup. We found it's all cup. But Sarge Eubanks is not a great fighter, but she's big, strong, and she could fucking grapple her ass off.
She's black belt.
Yeah, and she's big, big as hell. And Gatto took it from her and ended up subbing her in that fight, right? Or was it a knockout?
Yeah,
she finished her.
She's knocked her out.
Was it? But it was she.
And it was like ground and pound. Gatto over here.
Gatto side, the last fight. Yeah, TKO body kick.
Yeah,
it was a gas issue, but Cortez's best path to winning this fight kind of goes right where Gatto wants it.
Gatto broke Victoria Leonardo's
arm. Yeah. And she got suspended for some, bad medicine too. So she's fucking built like a brick shit.
She's a Brazilian,
right? Yeah, she's going to that.
Joyce.
That Joyce. That Joyce for sure. And whereas Tracy Cortez has got some question marks on her wins, like Justine Quiche was it a split decision, I believe. Like Quiche.
Well, Quiche just smoked that Bellator.
Again, you're gonna put me on the Bellator again. Bellator, exactly. I think Gatto gets that done. Possibly finishes that fight.
Give me Clayton here. But I think Vergara could shock some people.
He's gonna be dangerous. He likes to get muddy.
He looked good on the Contender Series, and he lost to O'Day, right?
Yeah, but I think that Clayton's striking is gonna be levels above his, and I think he's gonna fucking chew him up with some leg kicks early on, and maybe point him to death. But that leg kick can make CJ maybe makes some mistakes and him getting knocked out.
Clayton
as well,
has a lot more volume. I think he doubles him up in his pace
and his striking game is levels above CJ Vergara's, and I think that Clayton wins.
I wouldn't be
fight.
surprised though somehow Vergara decisioned him though. That gas tank issue or something pops up.
I mean that could happen, but I think he's gonna win a decision anyway.
Yeah. What's next? There's a lot of fights. Shit.
This is another fucking.
Give me the one that looks the most like a man.
Loopy power bombs.
I can't bet against delts like that.
What about the power bomb?
Yeah,
Oh, you said power bomb was automatic win.
Well, yeah, she won her fight. If she power bombs her one time in this fight, she wins.
Look, this is
that's me. That's my rules.
Two strong, physical fucking women for this weight class for sure at strawweight. These are the two biggest, most physical strawweights there are. They
Who's at another level though? Because this is low level.
I don't believe it's low level. I think these two are on the come up. These two are on the come up. Lupe
they're the same size. The same size.
Yeah, Lupe lost going up in weight. Remember that? At a short notice, went up in weight and lost her fight to Carolina. Right? She struggled with that one.
No, she did good there for that first round.
Right, and she fucking was dumb and went for the sub rather than just going for a ground and pound.
Yeah.
Fight IQ scares me, Lupe, but her wrestling game is fucking sick. She can fucking take it down. Karnowski, I believe, is at least a brown belt, so her grappling is our point. As we can see, she's strong. You can tell in the picture she
double order.
Strong. She also had a little break for medicine, a medicine break on her resume. She had a finish victory against Isabella Nunes, and then also she had the opener with fans back with what's the Asian.
Yeah, that was a fun fight.
Yeah, that's the first fight back with fans, and she definitely can finish this fight. But I just want to see her finishing Lupe, and I question her gas tank. Can she keep the pace? Because Lupe's gonna push the pace. She's gonna have to, it's gonna kill or be killed.
What are the odds? 200 favorite for Lupe, those low.
I don't like that. I'm not.
I think it's more
Lupe.
of a pick 'em fight.
I'm not betting Lupe for sure. I just will never bet her because I don't trust her fight IQ.
Yeah.
She gave away that Carolina fight. She could have won it in the first round if she wanted to go that ground and pound with the rest. But she wanted to get that sub again like she did against old girl Buena Silva or whatever. No, who did she beat?
They're both pretty jacked though. I mean,
and they're both physical fucking fighters. I think Lupe edges out, but again, it's by a hair. It's a close fight.
Yeah.
And first fight of the night.
Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
I think people are writing him off from that first performance. He tried to go with his hands when that's not his bread and butter.
He got fucking head kicked by Randy Costa.
Randy Costa, if he doesn't gas, is a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, and his head kicks he's put a lot of people out with those
beating
head
the
kicks.
brakes off Yanez before he got tired.
And look at Randy Costa's resume. His head kicks have put a lot of people to sleep.
I think Newsom might show some good wrestling here.
And that's what I'm thinking to
wrestle.
go to. And I think so too. A lot of control time. And I think he rights his wrong and he gets back. And I think people remember how good he really is when he comes out and wins his opening fight.
I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, and he's the underdog too. Underdog money right there.
All right, what's our lock of the night for the main event?
Oh man,
I don't really want to lock anything.
You know what? I like that though. The fact that it's so hard to pick a lock, that means that's good matchmaking, right? Because these are fucking tight fights, all of them. I am gonna go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna ride down with my fucking boy. I'm doing it. Fucking El Cucuy is my lock of the fucking
lock at plus 300. Who did I lock that was underdog money that one? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I don't think it was plus 300 though.
I don't think it's a plus 300 line either though.
No, I locked.
It should be at least. It should be plus 300.
I locked Arnold Allen. He was like plus 105 or some shit against Hooker.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn, I don't know.
Thug Rose?
Yeah, that seems to be your most popular
I'm
one.
going with Charlie Olives. My lock of the night. Yeah. To get it done by sub, I'll even put a little shine on it.
That's the only way it gets it done.
Gets it done. Watch him left hook him to the moon.
That wraps up our predictions for 274.
You've never seen it, don't mean it can't happen. We never thought we'd see Nagano wrestle fuck somebody, especially Gon, and what'd he do?
Oh, we never knew Gon had good defense though either. We don't know how good.
I never thought I'd see Jake Collier submit somebody. He did.
Chase Shimmer doesn't count. Chase Shimmer doesn't count.
All right, well, let's move on to this week in MMA news.
And there's news in abundance.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
A lot of stuff.
Pie to the body.
Patty's next opponent may be.
This might be the end of the hype train, folks.
I don't know. I think he could win this fight.
Azatar.
Alzheimer's undefeated, isn't he?
I thought he was fighting at
Not
170.
official.
Though.
Not an official.
I'm thinking of
This is part
Brahim
of
Aj.
Yeah.
Ozataro was the one. Was he the one that was sneaking shit into the
Yeah,
hotel?
Yeah, what's in the bag?
Yeah. Okay, I remember that shit.
Yeah, he's undefeated, I believe.
Did we ever find out what was in the bag?
He's at potatoes.
Also,
what is
Dana
that, Middle
White.
Eastern for roids?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Straight up fucking the Moroccan potatoes.
Those even grow in the desert?
It's like Mexican horse meat, and it's also
it's a desert potato.
the desert potatoes. The desert potatoes get you. Yeah, this is coming off that leak from that Ryan Clark podcast with Dana White, where he had all the fight cards behind him.
And also saying that UFC is targeting Izzy versus Cannonier.
That one's locked in for sure. We know that.
And
That one's
Hamzat versus Nate Diaz.
That will be the co-main on the same card. So Dana White is fucking punishing Nate Diaz.
That's quite the corner to be put in.
That's gonna be so fun though.
You're in timeout.
That fight is gonna be so fucking fun.
What if Nate Diaz fucking chokes out Hamzat?
I would not be surprised.
I would be extremely surprised.
I think it needs to be 5 rounds.
6. It needs to be 6.
6
It needs to be 6 rounds. It needs to be in Stockton
Listen,
instead of a fucking octagon.
Nate Diaz is not making it out of 2 rounds. Nate Diaz is not making it out of 2 rounds. Listen, Nate Diaz got fucked up by Leon Edwards, but Leon Edwards was not going in for the kill. Hamzat is not going to sit back and let the point fight you like Leon Edwards did. Hamzat's going to go in for blood. He's going to keep walking forward.
Yeah.
If
Nate Diaz wins, he becomes my favorite fighter of all time.
He's still already one of my favorite fighters of all time.
He is, right? He's great.
Could you imagine if he did?
I just don't see how he can do it. He's not going to out-grapple Hamzat.
He's not going to knock him out.
No. Burns fucking hit the fuck out of it. Like people are don't realize how fucking hard Gilbert Burns fucking hits. And he fucking rocked him, hit him.
No, he fucking clubbed the shit.
Yeah, caught him.
Is that
flush.
fight for you on ESPN Plus? I won't go back and watch it.
That was so.
That was a great fight.
Nate Diaz don't hit as hard as him. He does not. He can volume strike him, but we've already seen that Hamzat has a gas tank. It will be interesting though if they do go 5 rounds. If I'm Dana, I would push for that because I want to see if Hamzat can go 5 rounds.
Well, he was supposed to make Joe Jacek Lee 5 rounds. He didn't. He said he would. He didn't.
I kind of glad it's not 5 rounds.
I'd like it to be 5.
No, they're going to come out hot then. Sometimes they'll 5 rounds, they still build it. But if you want to get Hamzat on that track to fight Usman, let's see how he handles a 5-round fight. I wouldn't want to waste him on a fight night main event either. It's a perfect opportunity. Nate Diaz is down for 5 rounds. I'm pretty sure that's his like signature, right? The Diaz rules.
Yeah.
I'm all for that fight. I can't wait for that one. I think that Patty's in trouble, and I love me some Patty Pimblett. I've been on record saying how much I like Patty the Patty.
I'm a little rusty with my Azatar. What the fuck you say his name?
Azatar.
I have to watch some more of him again.
I
remember being a fucking bull though.
Yeah, he'll be the best guy that Patty has faced. I'll tell you that much. He's better than fucking who did Patty just beat?
Vargas,
and then the
Vargas was working him and just got out of there out of nowhere. Like,
and then fucking Luigi Vanderini was rocking him too. So if
that was a featherweight rocking him.
Yeah, Azatar comes out hot. Patty might be in trouble. Again, I think that's the London card too, right?
Yeah, that's when we're working for Blades and Aspinall.
Yeah, Blades Aspinall.
Oh, Hadzovic.
Hadzovic on there.
Love that guy.
Why'd
you finish me? You want to fight more?
Also on that card is Krylov, Gustafson, and Mikayev and Charles Johnson.
Mikayev, I'm interested in. Gustafson,
Who
man.
the fuck is Charles Johnson?
Makayev's 23.
Well, Gustafson was supposed to fight Rotho, and they just cut him out of nowhere
for no reason.
Yeah,
bare knuckle.
He's in bare knuckle. Yeah.
I love seeing Muhammad Mokaev fight. He's young, and again, Charles Johnson's nobody. He should be fighting nobodies right now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about how you bring a good fighter along soon. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that in this fight in this episode too, right?
All right, let's see what else is going on here. Gilbert Burns versus Masvidal express interest in fighting.
All day.
Man, this might be a good fight for Masvidal.
Yeah, and Burns, he did just take a lot of damage.
Yeah, and like if Burns wants to take this down and end it, I think he can.
I think he
would. But is he gonna fall and do that? Is Burns gonna do that? Is he gonna fall in love with his hands?
He might go in with some confidence, like, "Hey, Hamzat didn't knock me out.
Right, and
I knocked him down."
And that might fall right into the fucking the hands of George Masvidal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down
in a straight stand-up fight, George Masvidal has a chance with anybody, right?
Yeah, unless you're Usman.
Usman caught him, but he still wasn't like out. He fucking knocked him out. I didn't say he couldn't get knocked out though either. I'm saying he has a shot with anybody if you're gonna sit there and stand with him. And if Burns wants to though, he can fucking take him to the fucking mat and end up subbing him. I think, But I don't know if Burns wants to do that. If he wants to play that game.
Bring it on.
I'm glad that the welterweight top fives are starting to fight each other again.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dean Barry released from UFC weeks after DQ lost to Mike Jackson.
That was one of the funniest, most heartbreaking things that ever happened to me in MMA. Because it killed my fucking money that day.
Barry's AQ is screeching halt after eye
It was
gouging
that, and it was
Mike
fucking
Jackson.
the Romanov fight being canceled.
Yeah.
Completely destroyed me.
The Jackson one killed me more because I had some faith.
Yeah, DraftKings do something about that shit.
But yeah, I mean, Barry had no future.
Nah.
He did not look good. I thought he would end up winning that fight. I think he's gonna eventually catch Mike Jackson and knock him out, but his weird striking style, kind of heavy karate style but not. He kind of reminded me of Kung Lee. But two nut shots and a guy gouge.
I didn't even watch
in
this
your
fight.
debut. It's kind of cold to cut a guy for his debut, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and in a fight that he.
Well, I mean, Mike Jackson's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
but he was beating the shit out of him too. He was beating the piss off him. It wasn't like it was a competitive fight. It was not competitive at all. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that he had much of a future anyway. Honestly, it is messed up that he's not getting that fucking redemption fight. When you're putting on
makes
fight
you wonder
cards,
what Sal Malvy's doing.
Well, yeah. When you're putting on fight cards every fucking week, like you got to cut him. Like you can't just give him one shot against somebody else. I guess have him fight Mickey Gall, right? That's the next path, right?
All
Jackson
right.
and Gall forever entwined.
This is interesting.
In the works, Costa versus Luke
light heavyweight?
Rockhold.
No, it's middleweight.
It's at middleweight. I
Yeah.
thought they said Costa was never going to fight middleweight
Yeah.
again.
He shouldn't.
Yeah, bullshit.
And
He
Rockhold's big as shit too, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he is.
How tall is he? Like 6'4"? He's like half a head over Bisping, and Bisping's like 6'2".
yeah, but he's not as big as fucking Paulo Costa's a fucking heavy.
Yeah, but Paulo Costa's just jacked. I'm talking about like
well, he's tall too.
Rockhold's gonna be a bigger dude naturally than fucking Costa.
No.
Yeah, what are their heights? and
Costa
shit?
was way bigger than Yoel Romero.
Yeah, but Costa's like 6'1".
Yoel's bigger than both those. Like Yoel's way bigger than Rockhold.
Yeah, but I think a lot like has to be said for like their natural stature, not like the Joyce. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Rockhold's chinny.
6'3",
That's his.
Luke Rockhold.
Okay, he's 6'3",
And he's fought in a long time.
and he's chinny, and he gets cocky.
Against a fucking
Costa
bull.
can knock him the fuck out.
Against a fucking bull. I think Costa's gonna rush him
I
and
think
knock him out quick.
Rockhold
Didn't Rockhold
has
get
more
iced his
tools.
last fight against Jan?
Who?
Was it Jan? No. Who fucking knocked Rockhold out his last fight?
It was Bisping, wasn't he?
I thought he fought
Wasn't it?
somebody else after that. Like a lesser. So 6 foot.
6 foot.
6 foot.
He's a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. Like Paulo Costa is a fucking heavyweight. Paulo Costa's a heavyweight that fights at middleweight.
Well, who's winning this one?
Paulo Costa's gonna rush.
I'd probably
Rockhold.
take Costa because
Too
he's
young,
fresher.
too physical.
Yeah.
Can we look at Rockhold's record? Who did Rockhold lose his last fight? I thought he fought after I got knocked out. I could be confusing with Chris Weidman though.
Luke Rockhold.
Tapology. There we go. Yeah, but Jan
Oh,
knocked-
Jan Blachowicz. Damn, that was a while ago he lost to Bisping.
Yeah, and Yoel Romero fucked him up. Yeah, I mean, this guy gets knocked out. He beat David Branch. Why is he fighting David Branch?
Beat Weidman,
Why did that fight
Machida.
happen? How do you go from
That
fighting...
was Fight Night Rockhold versus Branch.
Like that must have been a last-second replacement. How do you go from being the champion, and then you lose a title fight to fighting David Branch? How the fuck did that happen?
He's got a lot of wins here. Bisping, Machida,
No,
Weidman.
he was legit great at his run. There was
Right.
a time where we were talking about who would win him or Anderson. Like they were
Right.
neck and neck when he was in Strikeforce. Like Luke Rockhold, in his prime, is fucking legit. But again, he's post Demi Lovato now. Like we all see what happens to men
Yeah.
after you date these celebrities, right?
Yeah.
They shit in your fucking bed. But he's been coming to back-to-back. 3 out of his 4 last fights were knockout losses, and I think he's going for 4 out of 5 right now. He's gonna,
I'm surprised they're even bringing him back, to be honest with you.
Look, he's been begging for a fight. He really wants to fight. Costa came out weird in that Vettori fight, the whole weight cut. But had that fight progressed, that was a fucking brawl, and he was right there with Vettori through the whole fight. So
You got a guy that can't make weight and a guy that can't put on shorts, right? that was an interesting fight.
Yeah, two of the fucking dumbest fighters. Two of the dumbest fighters in the UFC. Yeah, I just if this fight was happening in Rockhold's prime, Rockhold probably wins it. But I just think that at this point in their careers, that Costa is going to go right
But
through
why
him.
can't we have this at light heavyweight? They both can be there. Why do they have to? I think it'd be a more fun fight. Like
middleweight and East contenders, man. Because say, like, for instance, if Rockhold beats Costa, he'll probably be the next person to fight Izzy.
Yeah.
Because of his.
Well,
his
what if Pereira beats Strickland?
Oh, but it all depends on who knows if injuries.
I think the winner of
so
that one fights Izzy.
That's the more logical. But then you got to think about injuries and whatever happens with that as well too. But Rocco puts his name because of his name value. It goes right up there.
Whitaker's hurt. Whitaker's
never going to fight Izzy again.
Well, he's out. He's out of his fight with who is he fighting? Vittori.
Yeah,
he's out. So they got to find him a replacement.
You can't sell that fight.
There's some people trying to argue that Whitaker won that. I'm like, what the fuck fight were you watching?
I've been in an argument with the internet for 3 days on how Izzy's legacy is going to be affected by boring fights. Like, listen, motherfuckers, I lived through GSP.
You've been on the internet trolling people?
Yeah.
God.
GS fucking P had the most boring fights you would ever watch in your goddamn life. Every last one of GSP's title defenses were decisions. And then the last one, I think he lost. And people don't remember that. They just remember he was dominant. That's all they remember. That would have, if Izzy goes on and just wins and doesn't lose at middleweight, retires champion, that's all people are going to remember. They're not going to remember his boring fights. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun fight for as long as it lasts. I think Costa fucking ices Rockhold.
Yeah, let's see what else we got
What's
here.
this Bontaron shit?
No, wait.
Oh,
Bontaron versus Manel.
Well, didn't Cobb I thought he got pulled out for some
like popping
drugs or some shit. Yeah, PEDs.
I mean, that says May 4th, which
it was some sketch. It was some sketchy shit that he got pulled off his card.
That's a fun fight.
They're going to Singapore though. So that's why it's legal there.
Yeah.
But you can't. But you can't spit gum on the sidewalk. You can fucking pop some roids.
Apparently, Tiger Muay Thai don't get tested too. You know,
that's not Singapore though.
Initially set for last month, but the bout was scrapped after Starboy withdrew for personal reasons. Later revealed that flag
turnable.
Wasn't that the same day as John Jones was fucking with his what was that, picograms? Was it turnable? I believe it was.
I think it was too. Yeah.
I think so. The name that somebody had turnable before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go clean it out real quick. You know, hey.
It's a harder fight for him, I think, than what he was. He was slated against who? Was he supposed to fight? Who was he supposed to fight?
He just said this.
It just said, didn't it?
Yeah.
They said against Sumadarji.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know. This is about the equivalent, I think.
I think Bontaron's going to propose more of a grappling issue for him. That's what I think. I think Sue's more of like maybe a
I'm not worried about
striking
that.
threat.
He was right there with Pantoja, who can grapple with the best of them. Like Bontaron's not a better grappler than Alexander Pantoja is. I think Cape should win this fight, but again, Mano Cape has turned a corner and he's kind of showing his potential from rising, but you still don't know if he's going to do that. I'm going to kind of coast for a little bit and then turn it on late. He is a guy that does that sometimes. So what's he going to do?
Yeah, maybe gets in some early grappling exchanges, gets tired. You don't know.
Or he kind of takes pictures early and you get that sketchy first round. You're not quite sure who wins and gets taken down in round 2. I
like this fight better though.
It's definitely an interesting matchup. It's gonna be a fun one. I do edge Cape. I think Cape should be a guy that contends for that title eventually. I see the potential everybody saw in him. He has knockout power. He's good, well-rounded, but again, he kind of takes fights off. Is he over that hill?
All right, let's keep rolling here. We actually mentioned this briefly.
Should retire.
Wasn't Lozon retired? Should retire.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, Lozon was retired, Dana. You called him. He retired after his last fight.
And Cerrone hasn't fought since Morono, right? Who's the last one that beat him?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
He's almost 40. That wasn't fair, though. He's supposed to fight Diego Sanchez in that goddamn fight. It's a big difference. Alex Morono's not a world beater. But this is the fight that more than Thomas Cerrone should be having. Like these legacy fights, guys around
Jim Miller's and shit like that.
Jim Miller fucks up.
Clay Guida's. Guida's 145 though, right?
No,
he's 155.
He's lightweight, so
yeah.
Cerrone should beat Guida.
Yeah,
but they should. They probably should both.
Before his last fight, I would have probably said Ankalaev kills Anthony Smith. But every time I bet against Anthony Smith, he kind of, when he's not getting his teeth knocked out by Glover, he's winning somehow.
277.
Well, who did Ankalaev just beat in that main event? Was it Silva? Santos, I mean?
Santos. But it was...
Santos got scheduled for a big fight, too.
Did he?
Jamal Hill.
Well, this is the one they're saying 277 could be images leaked at Dallas, Salt Lake, Boston, and Chicago.
Yeah. Please come here. Please come to Chicago.
Yeah.
I love the good card.
I guess I'm going to keep rolling with Ankalaev here, though.
I do too. I think he's just gonna be bigger, stronger.
Unless Smith can get him down to the ground, but he has decent grappling.
But he struggles. He has terrible takedown defense.
Yeah,
one of the worst takedown defenses in MMA. He's beaten guys below him. He's had trouble with guys above him, and I think Oliviera is above him, and a guy who will be fighting for that 205 title sooner rather than later. Yeah. And I think that he just hopefully he ends the fight.
I think Anthony Smith can probably hang with that, closer to that, the 10, 8, 9, 10.
I just think back to the Rockets fight.
Yeah.
It could be a lot like that, where Rockets just basically threw him around all he wanted to, and I think that's where this fight's going to end up going.
Well, they're saying Derek Lewis and Sergey
Pavlovich coming off that nice knockout.
Yeah, man.
Lewis is
maybe don't blink. Pavlovich is a great boxer,
He might knock Lewis out too.
Yes, he may.
Lewis may be on his way out.
He's going to have the size advantage. He's going to be bigger. He's going to have the reach. Derek Lewis has power, but Pavlovich has knockout power and better boxing skill. I would give the edge to Pavlovich.
And Lewis don't like getting hit.
And Derek Lewis, if you
don't like getting hit.
If you heard him, Derek Lewis loves to be the hammer. But the minute he comes in there, like, you know what? I'll come get my check next fight.
You're like, they ain't gonna fire me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too entertaining. But man, so many fucking good fights coming at the end of this year.
Yeah. Then we got.
There it is. What I was talking about. Bring him along. And
I like O'Malley, man.
This is a good logical progression for him to fight.
It's a good name too.
I would say this or Dominic Cruz, and I think Dominic Cruz is that. Dominic Cruz just lost a fight or beat Munoz. Munoz lost that fight, so I think it's gonna be a fun matchup. Munoz is not gonna go away right away like other O'Malley opponents have. O'Malley should have the speed and power advantage. He's gonna have a reach. He's a big guy for 135. But this is going to be the first time that O'Malley fights somebody besides Cheeto, but which we never really got to see that fight happening.
Yeah.
That's not going to go away when you hit him. Like, he's been fighting these fucking cans. Let's call it what it is, right? He's been putting these cans to sleep, and Munoz is going to be there with you for 3 rounds. Can you get this guy out? And if he does go and starch Pedro Munoz,
but I don't think this fight is going to deliver what a lot of people are looking to see. Like, can O'Malley weather
as an O'Malley backer and fan, right? An unapologetic Sean O'Malley stand. I'd rather see him win a 30-27 decision than a knockout.
I'd rather see him knock him the fuck out.
And
I want to see him get like a grappling challenge.
But you're not gonna get that in this fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna see that.
But I'm saying, as far as his development, going 3 rounds with a good fighter, winning
who's durable
and winning rounds, rather than catching that knockout, because sometimes a knockout bails you out of bad things, right?
Yeah.
But if you can go 3 rounds with a guy like fucking Munoz,
like Chimaev just did with Burns,
right? I think it shows more of what you have in the tank. But again, this is gonna be a fun fight, good fight. It's a good progression for Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Collier clarifies apparent Arlovsky snub at the end of the fight. Collier just walked out of the ring.
Well,
right?
he was it was after the fight. Like Arlovsky
he tried to come back in, but it was too late.
Yeah, Arlovsky
was
going to do his interview, so they don't interview the loser. It wasn't like a main event or anything like that. So he's walking out. I mean, he's probably dejected because I feel like he won that fight. I mean, most people from what I talked to on MMA Twitter agree with me on that one. I think you agree with me too on that one that he won
30-27.
I don't know how Arlovsky wins. Maybe the second round was kind of close of the 3 rounds, but Arlovsky doing what Arlovsky does, which sucks because I think Jake Collier was making a nice push in the heavyweight division, and kind of that Arlovsky fight would have got him into that next step, kind of move to the bottom end of the rankings, maybe that 15 to 20 range. Which my boy's ranked now.
Who's it?
Romanov.
He should be.
Romanov's number 13 now in the heavyweight division. But man, the fucking world's biggest middleweight, legit. I'm counting this fight as a win for him. He should move. Yeah. I think he should go forward. Dana White, what he would do with a win.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, I mean, I think he beat Philippe, and now we know Philippe was on drugs. He lost a close split decision, but I still think Collier won.
Right. But if, like the Arlovsky's last 3 or 4 fights have been these nail biter decisions where he kind of lulls his opponent to sleep and somehow wins, right?
I love to say that when Arlovsky can win, I'll say it. And I thought he won his last few fights, but this one he did not win.
I think his last 3 wins were debatable, but I can see how you see him winning. Yeah. Whereas this one, I think he has asked.
Well, he spent most of the time trying to get the motherfucker off of him.
Right, and he was complaining about headbutts when he was throwing. He was
throwing the head down. Yeah.
So.
And that's what all the damage on Collier was from, those headbutts.
Give me some Fat Jake Collier.
I mean, we roasted him at first at heavyweight, but he's
has he fought Parker Porter yet?
No.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Can we tell the difference between the two?
Let's do it. Fat Jake. Hey, Jake Collier was a fucking piece. He was handsome when he was a middleweight, man. I don't know what happened. Like he stopped giving a fuck.
Fried chicken buckets.
If you look up Jake Collier back when he was a middleweight, the motherfucker looked like a model.
Yeah.
Fucking like he's ready to be on the cover of fucking like some kind of like cologne ad or some shit.
It's tricky. Tricky on his back. His tattoo.
Yeah, tricky.
Another fight announcement. Yoel Romero,
I don't know
Alex
who Alex
Polizzi.
really is. Is that an Arby's tattoo?
It is an
That's
Arby's.
a
He
fucking
lost
Arby's.
the bet.
We're like, I mean, maybe obviously Chicago's not that many Arby's. It's hard to find them, man. But do have great commercials. Love you, Ving Rams.
Roast beef sandwich melt ain't bad.
I can't even think about fighting right now because I have a fucking Arby's tattoo. Like the fucking
Looks
lowest
like it's smeared too.
and it looks like it's backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he did it in the mirror.
Flipped it.
They did it in the mirror.
Made that bad. So he can read it when he looks in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me some Arby's today.
I mean, Yoel looks done, guys.
Yeah.
He looks
This
done.
isn't. Yeah.
He's got to be like 50 years old too, right?
Darren Till,
is this
Jack
a fight Till
Hermanson.
can win?
Darren Till. Well, I will say Darren Till's working with Hamzat now. That should help his grappling a little bit. You know, that's not only going to make him better.
Joker gets him down, he'll finish him, I think. But I don't know. Can Till knock him out?
He could knock him out for sure. If Hermanson that fought Sean Strickland comes out, Till wins that fight. Because he was very tentative. He wasn't aggressive at all. He wasn't going in for his grappling exchanges. He was staying at distance. And Darren Till's the king of winning a fight till he loses it, right? Like he's one of those type of guys. He looked good against Bobby Knuckles, right? Close fight in that. You know, some people were debating that decision when it went down. And again, he's fucking bromance with Hamzat. The internet's going wild about it. But also, he's training with that motherfucker when it comes to grappling and takedowns. That's only going to make him better.
If he keeps it standing, he's going to knock him
but
out.
I'm saying, it's not going to make him a world-class grappler by any stretch of the imagination.
Will this be a Hermanson Gastelum exchange?
But also, Hamzat had that big grappling match with Jack Hermanson too, where he can feed him. Okay, here's what he likes to do. I can work with you on this. Here's what he did with me. So he can kind of fucking give those clues.
Maybe that's
too.
what they're trying to do here. You know,
I mean, and that's I think it'd be beneficial for both of them. You know, working with Darren Till striking with Hamzat's striking, and then vice versa with the grappling. They both benefit from each other. It's a good matchup. So we'll see. Darren Till's been out for a long time, which I think he should have taken some time off, develop, get better. And maybe,
they rushed him way too soon.
Maybe Jack is on the way down. You know,
yeah.
we might
He's
see him
getting old too.
down.
He's getting up there. So.
Yeah, he might be on a slide down. So again, a fun fight, interesting matchup for sure, and it'll be in London. That's a big factor. We all saw UFC London this last time. That fucking place was wild. It was like a pay-per-view, and it was a fucking fight night card. So, having that crowd behind him would be crazy.
Curtis Blades, Aspinall, more London fight.
I think we get to finally see how good Tom Aspinall's grappling really is.
He is all in general. Like this would be his biggest test. I mean, he fucking destroyed Alexander Volkov, and Alexander Volkov is a good fighter.
I don't think he's gonna physically do that to Curtis Blades.
But compare what and this is MMA math. I know it is, but compare what Aspinall did to Volkov to Gan Volkov, right?
Oh yeah.
And Aspinall fucking made Volkov look like he did not belong in a cage, and Gan beat him, but whatever. Aspinall is the better guy with the better hands. I know Curtis Blades' hands have improved. He's got some knockout power. He knocked out Chris Dawkins.
He's long. That's his thing too, though. He's got that.
But also,
throw straight
Tom
punches.
Aspinall grew up in a fucking gym training. His whole family, his dad. He's kind of like the MMA version of fucking Tyson Fury. Like it's just bred for fighting. It's hard to pick against Curtis Blades though.
I'm picking Curtis Blades. I think that Derek Lewis thing. Lewis won a million shot. He found it. I don't think Aspinall is gonna beat Curtis Blades.
I find it hard to believe that too as well. But if he does, it's time for a world championship match for Tom Aspinall.
If he beats Blades, yes.
The winner of this fight should
For
be
sure.
fighting for a fucking title. This may end up being an interim championship fight. Depending on what happens with Ngannou, that's Stipe.
Well, they're talking about Jones
That's
Miocic.
Stipe, but that's not totally official yet, right? Who knows? And that's to be a week before that card. So say if Stipe said he didn't want to fight until August, so maybe that gets pushed back.
Well, and Nagano said 70% chance his next opponent's Fury anyway.
Yeah. So who knows what's going on in that heavyweight division? And Dana likes to throw interim titles out there. It'll be a raucous crowd in London.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But again, a fun fucking fight. I'm actually excited to watch a Curtis Blades fight now after seeing him against Dawkins. He's got the hands now. Mm-hmm. He is putting this whole package together. And he's a local guy. He's a local guy, he's a Chicago guy. So I'd like to see him do good.
All right, let's keep rolling.
Shooey.
Man, two of my favorite guys, right?
Yeah.
Just like my fucking universes fighting each
But
other.
I just like to watch Ty a little bit more than I like to watch Gon.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
God is a guy to watch if you want to watch like precision and the way like
Points
textbook
fighting,
MMA,
shit like that.
Like textbook MMA is
It's like a
still
heavyweight
Gon.
GSP kind
But
of.
if you want to have fucking fun, if you want to go back to the roots of UFC, you know, back to the dick punches and like the headbutts, like that brand of UFC, Ty is our guy, right?
Man.
And I was a big Mark Hunt fan. He's kind of like the Mark Hunt 2.0. I hope Bam Bam fucking catches him.
I hope so too.
I hope Bam.
Wouldn't it be nice to see like a Tuivasa versus Aspinall?
It's gonna
Two
be
fresh contenders.
It's gonna be so interesting though because we saw Cirogan versus Derek Lewis, and he stayed away from him. He was able to keep him at a distance and kind of mark him up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he's gonna do? Is Ty gonna rush in on him?
This is going to be interesting though because if Ty gets in, I think Gon's just as good with his elbows and stuff.
One
Whereas
thing
Lewis doesn't really have that
gets
part of his
underrated
game.
for Ty though too is his fucking leg kicks.
Yeah,
Ty's got some vicious fucking leg kicks, and I want to see how Gon,
but I think it's his power and his speed too, and his boxing combinations
and
are
his
good.
chin.
And he can take a fucking shot.
Like fucking Derek Lewis was laying into him.
Yeah, I think.
Would
it be crazy to say that Greg Hardy rocked him more than Lewis did?
Yes.
I thought Hardy.
And that could be a fact that he was a little bit more aware of Derek Lewis.
Yeah, he probably was taking fucking
the key
Hardy
to fighting,
easy.
and I've only been fucking striking for a little while now, but it's the ones you don't see that fucking rock you when you're a little bit relaxed.
You don't even feel them.
When you're fucking fighting Derek Lewis, you are never relaxed in that goddamn cage. You are aware at all times. So that could be what that is. But again, I love to see top 5 fighters fight. So often you see them try to avoid each other. They back out this and that. Let's find who the best fighters of the world are. Let's go.
Give me Tuivasa. I'm gonna speak it into existence.
I'm hoping for Bam Bam for sure.
All right, and finally, Kevin Holland announced his fight.
This is a good fight.
Tim
This is a good
Means.
fight. I like this fight. Give me Tim Means though. He is gritty. He's experienced.
I mean, I don't know.
Holland likes to fuck around too much sometimes.
Kevin Holland though should be better than Tim Means in every aspect of MMA.
I don't know. Tim Means got some nice close striking, elbows, shit like that.
Yeah,
knees,
but how's
decent
he
grappling.
Yeah, but Kevin Holland, he rose up to fucking fame in 2020. He took over COVID, right? The COVID year was his year. He got up to guys like Derek Brunson and Marvin Vettori, who are fucking animals. And the Vettori fight was on short notice, and those are big, strong, great wrestling dudes that got a hold of him. He went down to 170, kind of fucking was calm. He had a weird, calm demeanor against, it was a Cowboy, right?
Cowboy.
Yeah, really, really calm in his fight and kind of took his time. But when he turned it on, he fucked Cowboy up. And I think Tim Means, again, another guy who's getting long in the tooth, been long for a while. I just think that Kevin Holland will be better than him on all aspects of MMA. And he's going down to 170 now. He's going to be the bigger fighter in all his fights. The way you beat Kevin Holland is you take him down and you hold him down.
I think maybe Kevin Holland will struggle with Tim Means' pressure, though. Tim likes the pressure.
I don't know if he'll struggle with that, though. After being against guys like Vettori and Derek Brunson, Means ain't putting that type of pressure on you.
I don't know.
He's the guy that knocked out Jacare from his back, all right? And, Jacare, even at this point, is better than Tim Means ever was.
Give me Tim Means.
You take that dirty bird. I think Kevin Holland is going to make a name for himself, and maybe I overshot when I said he might be challenging for the middleweight gold, but that welterweight, he's got a shot to go for that welterweight championship.
He's coming back into your good graces, huh?
Oh, he fucking
He was
showed
your
it.
most overrated fighter for...
No, not overrated.
But what do we say? Disappointing.
He was. He went 0-3.
Yeah.
How could he went from 5-0 to 0-3. How could he not, right?
He's back on Mike's
I love me some
list.
Kevin Holland, but I gotta be real. Come on.
All right, guys, that wraps up this week on In
Good to
the
be back.
Guard. We'll be back next week with our
Good to be
recaps.
back with that picture right there.
Can we turn this off already?
Aljo. He's got a picture of that above his bed for sure.
No, I got the one where he's got Jan's back with a smile.
There's no fap in that household.
Hey, no, the best is Antonio Testament. I am going to backpack and fucking body locks all day, every day in training now, and I love every second of it now because I just locking
It's
people
miserable
up,
to get out
and
of
I
that
am
shit.
putting them in this position. Thank you, Aljo, and I'm just fucking with people now, just fucking trolling them because of what he did to Peter Yan.
Yeah, it is hard to get out of. If only you could bite. Be fucking biting fucking arms and shit. I'd get out of that motherfucker one way or the other.
Well, if you can bite, I can punch.
Yeah.
And if I can punch in that position, you're in trouble.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Whoop.